It all started with a bat, a club, a football, and a pair of shoes. Honus Wagner, Gene Sarazen, Red Grange, and Chuck Taylor, four pioneers who took their talents beyond the field and into the world of business. In their respective sports, these men paved the way for what would be the beginning of putting athletic faces and commerce hand in hand. They laid the foundation, but it was just the beginning, and decades later, one man would take it to the next level and pave the way for the NBA players that followed him. Enter Julius Erving, better known as Dr. J, one of the most electrifying basketball players the world has ever seen. Dr. J didn't just redefine basketball, he redefined what it meant to be an athlete in the modern era. He became a brand, a cultural icon, and a force that connected the world of sports, fashion, entertainment, and business like never before. His graceful, high-flying style of play captivated fans alike, while his calm and magnetic personality made him a natural fit for endorsements, television appearances, and public speaking. He had an uncanny ability to connect with his audience beyond the court, which allowed him to become a cultural icon. Dr. J's style, charisma, and showmanship revolutionized basketball. His creativity and flair influenced a generation of players who would then go on to keep shaping the generations after them. His distinctive look, from his afro to his sharp suits, led to many influences on fashion, which would then make him a trendsetter, setting the stage for the athletes to follow. Dr. J's on-court success provided him with a platform to build a brand that extended beyond the court into various professional and cultural arenas. His achievements earned respect and opened doors to endorsements, business ventures, and roles in entertainment. He became much more than just an extraordinary athlete. He became a symbol of excellence and influence, showcasing how a sports star could transcend their game to make a broader audience. Growing up in the 70s and 80s, I was one of millions of kids wanting to emulate Dr. J on and off the court. And it didn't matter the color of your skin, you wanted to be Dr. J. Julius Erving was born in 1950, Roosevelt, New York. Somewhere on the court at Roosevelt High School years later, Dr. J was created. His last year at the University of Massachusetts, he averaged 32.5 points and 20.2 rebounds a game, a feat not easily duplicated. He left before his senior season, and since the NBA at the time only took four-year college players, the ABA would be where Julius Erving would start his professional career. The ABA was known for its wild and unconventional attempts to stay afloat against the NBA, and in doing so, it laid the groundwork for Dr. J to make his mark on professional basketball with his high-flying style. During his college days, Dr. J was restricted by the no-dunk rule, but the ABA welcomed and celebrated his aerial prowess. The league was also the first to introduce the three-point line, another innovation that would later be adopted by the NBA. They even made history by drafting Moses Malone straight out of high school, a move that would change the landscape of basketball recruitment. Despite these innovations, the ABA struggled to gain the same recognition as the NBA. To draw in crowds, the league often turned to outrageous entertainment, and nothing exemplified this more than Victor the Wrestling Bear, a bear that would wrestle willing fans at halftime, all in good fun, without anyone losing a limb. But the ABA's most enduring legacy might be the introduction of the dunk contest during the 1976 All-Star Game. It was here that Dr. J took off from the free throw line, cementing his place in basketball history. This moment didn't just seal his legacy, it ignited the imagination of countless young players, from Michael Jordan to Vince Carter and beyond. Dr. J was a force of nature, combining style, finesse, and power in a way that had never been seen before. He went on to win 2 ABA championships and became the only player in history to be named MVP in both the ABA and the NBA, a feat that will never be duplicated. His above-the-rim play set a standard that players have strived to reach ever since. Dr. J didn't just elevate the game. He brought the art of the dunk to a whole new level, inspiring generations of players to reach for the stars. Thank you, Dr. J, for showing us all what's possible. Dr. J passed down the superstar blueprint to the next generation, not just with his game, but with his impeccable sense of style. He instilled in the players around him and those who followed a mindset about the importance of appearance off the court. A perfect example of this influence is when Charles Barkley, then a rookie, was taken shopping by Dr. J and Moses Malone. To Sir Charles' astonishment, they spent $25,000 on suits in one day. It was a staggering amount, but it opened Barkley's eyes to the importance of looking the part of a professional both on and off the court. This lesson stuck with him throughout his career and into his days as a commentator, where he continues to uphold those fashion standards. Dr. J's influence reached far beyond basketball, touching the fashion sensibilities of athletes and celebrities across various arenas. Muhammad Ali, known for his sharp suits and charisma, drew inspiration from Dr. J's blend of athleticism and style. Soccer legend David Beckham, who became a global fashion icon, followed the trail blazed by Dr. J in making sports and style inseparable. Even music icons like Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson admired how Dr. J carried himself, incorporating a similar sense of flair and sophistication into their public personas. Dr. J set the standard for what it meant to be a well-rounded superstar on and off the court. Dr. J, as the businessman, not only carved out a legacy on the court, but also laid the blueprints for countless NBA players who followed in his footsteps. During his 16-year career, Dr. J earned between $500,000 to $1 million annually, with his highest earnings coming in his final years in the NBA. A modest sum compared to today's standards, where even the league's lowest paid player earns $1.1 million. Yet with a net worth of $80 million, Dr. J exemplified the mindset of an athlete who knew how to capitalize on every opportunity, both on and off the court. In an era where endorsements were far from the norm, Dr. J secured a shoe deal with Converse, earning $20,000 a year. A big deal at the time. He became the face of Coca-Cola in 1983 and even ventured into Hollywood, appearing in film. And for the younger generation, Dr. J was a pioneer in the gaming world, investing in a video game titled One-on-One Dr. J vs. Larry Bird, which was developed by a fledgling company that would later become the giant we know today as EA Sports. But Dr. J didn't keep this wisdom to himself. He was always ready to mentor the next generation. Michael Jordan, for instance, followed in Dr. J's footsteps, landing lucrative shoe deals, starring in movies, and becoming the face of iconic brands like Gatorade and McDonald's. Then there's Shaquille O'Neal, who recalls the day he skipped class thinking his all-star status exempted him from his education. Dr. J woke him from a deep sleep, dragged him to the track, and had his college coach run him until he learned his lesson. Dr. J then imparted invaluable advice: never slack off in school and always take care of your money. Today, both Michael and Shaquille stand among the wealthiest NBA players of all time, a testament to the wisdom passed down by Dr. J, a man who not only revolutionized the game, but also set the standard for how athletes could become moguls in their own right. Dr. J's legacy transcends the game of basketball. He didn't just soar above the rim, he rose to new heights in the worlds of business, fashion, and mentorship, paving the way for future generations of athletes. By blending athletic excellence and savvy business understanding, Dr. J proved that a superstar isn't just about what you do on the court. It's about how you carry yourself off it, how you invest in your future, and how you lift up those who follow in your footsteps. His impact is felt not just in the records he set, but in the players he inspired, the deals he pioneered, and the lasting blueprint he left behind. Dr. J didn't just play the game, he changed it forever. And his influence continues to echo through the halls of sports history. Even to this day, Dr. J is still being sought after. He just recently signed with Authentic Brands Group to manage his brand. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more stories to come.